Welcome to the Celebrating Women in Business journals. I am your host, Sarah Jenkins. Here at Celebrating Women in Business, we are a welcoming community of women who empower one another through recognition, collaboration, and genuine connection. By celebrating achievements, big and small, sharing knowledge, and inspiring each other, this gives every one of us the power to grow. So, I have a lovely guest joining us today. We have Angela Powell from the Skin Retreat. So, Angela has over 35 years' experience in the skincare industry. She now owns her own business offering a range of skincare, massage therapy, hand and foot treatments. So, welcome, Angela.
Thank you, Sarah.
So, tell us a little bit more about your business.
Okay, so my business is based on the Aberavon seafront. It's called the Skin Retreat because my intention is to keep retreating my lovely clients. I'm all to do with empowering women, making people feel confident and comfortable within their own skin. As you know, the skin is the largest organ of the body. It's the most revealing organ as well. So anything going wrong in the body always comes out on the skin. And that's where we use like Chinese face mapping as part of all skin facial treatments. I try not to use the word facial because it sounds like a luxury, whereas I think a skin treatment is what a lot of people need, and they don't sometimes realize or appreciate how relaxing and rejuvenating it is for the skin. So I like to awaken the skin, make the skin look alive again, make it look refreshed, revitalized, healthy, glowing. But it's not only skin treatments, I do a lot of massage therapy. So not only Swedish massage, I've got aromatherapy, reflexology, Indian head massage, hot stones, lava shell, warm bamboo, anything that anybody would want, really. And it's all customized. So when I do a consultation and discuss with a client, where their concerns are on their body, and I can design a massage to suit their needs, as well as luxury hand and foot treatments as well. So I don't use gel or acrylics because I find personally they damage my nails.
Hmm.
So I do nice hydrating, nourishing treatment using a Colour Confidence nail varnish, which you can just easily remove with a non-acetone nail varnish remover.
Fantastic. So, I can tell that you're very, very passionate about what you do. Why do you think skin is something that you are passionate about?
Well, Sarah, I absolutely love what I do. Okay. I love all of the treatments. My favorite, I think, would be facials and massage because kind of zone out as well. And I really focus on that body and what that person needs. I've forgotten what you asked me now, Sarah. Sorry.
Why are you so passionate about skin?
Um, well, I think since a little girl, I just used to cleanse, tone, and moisturize. The toner that my mum used to buy me was quite make used to make my skin feel tight, so sometimes I didn't use it. But especially cleansing and toning, just to make your skin look and feel vibrant. And of course, when you're young, hormones kick in as they do at my
Hmm.
time of life as well, and your skin goes through natural changes. But it's just so important to keep your skin clean all the time and perhaps cleansing, double cleansing, making sure if you have makeup on, it's all removed to make your skin feel fresh and to look good. And that's
Yeah.
why I'm passionate about it because I want my skin to look good. So anything that, people sometimes do comment on my skin to say, for my age, my skin is good. And I want other people to feel, happy in their skin too. And I've met a lot of ladies over the last number of weeks and months. I do a lot of talks with the WI groups, and I'm surprised at so many ladies that haven't actually had a facial treatment before. And then I've had a lot of new clients through it, and when they experience even a 30-minute express treatment, it makes them feel so good. It's not just the treatment to the face, it's how it makes them feel within.
Yes. And do you know what? It's something that I only started doing sort of later on, and even just knowing to tone and cleanse and stuff like that, because my mum, I don't know what, I think my mum just used a bar of soap, but it's not something that we're taught. Well, I was never taught. And when you go into these like boots or something like that, it can be quite overwhelming.
It can
Um,
be. And you
where do you
mentioned about
start?
using, yeah, you mentioned about using soap. A lot of people do use soap. A lot of people use wipes.
Mm,
I wouldn't recommend wipes. They leave a residue on the skin, especially if you're using them late at night, and that residue can formulate things like melia, which is like a blocked, is blocked sebum under the skin. It acts like cling film, so the skin can't breathe properly, and they need to be lanced away then by a professional skincare expert. And I've lost my drift again.
Talking as we're talking about this, one of the questions I do have for you is how do you feel about the big brands advertising and sort of targeting the younger audience, sometimes as young as 7 or 8? Yeah.
Well, 7 and 8 year olds, although they can act quite mature these
Mm,
days as well, they're still children, so they're still under
yeah.
the age of 10. Um, Sometimes they might wear makeup, but it's still quite young to be wearing makeup at that age. So all really they should be doing is cleansing their skin and putting a moisturizer on, because moisturizing with maybe an SPF in the moisturizer are the most important things that any child should be doing when they're looking after their skin. So cleansing, double cleansing, and applying a moisturizer with an SPF because they're going out in the elements. The sun comes through the clouds even during the winter, and
Yeah.
damage is being done to their skin at a young age through sun exposure. So as you get older, like a lot of my clients and of my age and a little bit older are getting like marks on their skin, hyperpigmentation, moles appearing, maybe basal cell carcinoma through sun exposure. So we just need to be protecting the skin more. I wouldn't say a child under the age of 10 or even a teenager should be using any acids on their
Mm,
skin. So, like hyaluronic acid is really hydrating for the skin as you get older and your skin gets more dehydrated. But at a young age, their skin shouldn't really need it. They should be drinking plenty of water to give them that hydration within their skin.
fantastic. So, my next question for you. So you have in the recent years changed your sort of career direction. You are in the same industry, but you've gone into business by yourself. So would you like to tell us a little bit about your sort of your career, your journey?
Okay. Well, it's a long career. At the age of 16, I went to Pontypridd College. It's the old Reed Felling campus, and I did a 2 year full-time course in it's the International Health and Beauty Council in beauty therapy, level 2 and level 3. From there, I went to work. I was privileged enough to go and work in top health farms, as they were called then, around
Mm,
the English border. So Champneys Springs in Ashby de la Zouch, Champneys Henlow in Bedfordshire, and then on to Greyshot Hall. You had to have a minimum of 2 years experience to go to Greyshot Hall because of the elite clientele that were there. But in the other two health farms, Springs and Henlow, I was meeting and treating a wide range of very well-known names on a daily basis,
mm.
from comedians, film stars, actors, actresses, boxers, really well-known names. And it was lovely looking into your column and being excited, thinking, this person's in my column today. So it was a really buzz atmosphere with the guests arriving, guests leaving. It was a lovely atmosphere. Then I developed something called contact dermatitis on my hands. So I believe that was through doing so many aromatherapy treatments and strong essential oils and a lot of products that had ingredients in that weren't suitable to me. My hands got so bad that I was told by a dermatologist I had to give up my career. And that's something, as you No, I'm passionate about my career. Something that wouldn't even I couldn't even entertain that at all. So I researched into ingredients and what I could use, because if I could use it with the hands that bore this dermatitis, this terrible skin complaint, if I could use products that didn't give me the dermatitis, then I'd be happy to recommend. You know, part of my
Mhm.
job is recommending products to suit different skin types. So I set up my business. I moved back home, set up a business, and I was the first in South Wales to introduce Dermalogica. So I met the founder, Jane Werwand, at their first head office near Richmond, and they've moved in their third head office now. Um, but I had that business. I built it from nothing to a successful business in about 5 years. The premises where I was at was bought and it was demolished, and they built a new Glamorgan Health and Rackets Club because I was based in the old BP Sports Club, Candarcy. I didn't move my business into that club. They didn't want a self-employed person there, so they wanted to employ their own. At the same time, when I set up my business back in June 1996, I started lecturing part-time at Swansea College, now called Gower College. So within 3 years that I was there, I did my teacher training qualification, my assessors awards, internal quality assurer awards. So I didn't want that to all to go to waste either. So I came to a crossroads in my career. I also worked part-time at Coleg Cigar in Llanelli. So I did 5 years teaching part-time. Then an opportunity came when my business closed to set up a new department at Bridgend College. So that was back in 2001. I was lucky enough to get the job. So we set up the department from no members of staff to grow a big department, a successful department to over 30 members of staff. I was there for 16, 17 years and then
Wow.
felt like complete change, one thing and another. So I went to work for a private training provider. Within that time at Bridgend, I completed a BA honours degree in education and training and an MA in leadership and management. So then I decided to deliver level 4, level 5 leadership and management apprentices in the workplace, which I thoroughly enjoyed, but there was a lot of travelling.
Yeah.
So it was adding 2 hours to my journey at the start and at the end of the day, because a lot of my centres were a good hour drive plus traffic, and you had to be there early to park. So then I went to a different college for the last 6 years, and now finally I've come out of education only since February this year, and I
Mm.
set up my business again. It was a no-brainer to me. I had to be with Dermalogica, partner with Dermalogica again. And also I've got another brand called MII, and that's for makeup, nails, colour confidence nails, and manual tan application. So me complements Dermalogica really well because they're organic, they're 100% pure mineral based, and they're cruelty free and vegan friendly. So those are my two main brands, and that's where I am today. Self-employed
Fantastic.
since March 2025.
Brilliant. So if somebody out there is listening and they're thinking, because do you know what? Actually, there are lots of teachers and people who work in education that decide that actually I've had enough. I'm going to set up my own business. If there is somebody out there that feels like that, what would you say is maybe their first steps to starting their own business?
Right. Um, in life, nobody wants to regret anything. And I got to the age of 50, and my only regret is not setting up in business years ago. I should have done it in my 40s or even sooner, before that.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a single person. I've got a mortgage and bills to pay. That was the thing that was holding me back. I wasn't enjoying my job
Hmm.
in education anymore. There's a lot of behavior issues now,
Yeah.
a lot more than 20, 30 years ago when I first started in education. And it makes you feel quite vulnerable at times and very low. And sometimes you wake up in the morning not knowing what sort of environment you're going to be walking into. And I didn't know how. I could afford to do this by myself.
Mm,
One thing I did have is faith in my ability, and I knew I had to take that leap of faith. And
yeah.
I thought, if things fail, what's the worst that can happen? Okay, so yes, I might have to lose my home, but hopefully it wouldn't get to that stage. I'd something would good would happen. And so all I'm doing now in the last sort of 6 to 8 months is trying to get my name out there by going to different events, by joining a networking group called Celebrating Women in Business, which I joined last March.
Mhm.
And that's one of the best things that I have done because I have met a network of ladies from all different businesses, from photography to accountants, everything. And it's so valuable to join. So if anybody is listening to this and they are self-employed, I would always encourage them. The first thing they must do is to join a networking group and to meet like-minded women to support each other.
Yeah, and I think networking can be often be a little bit scary for some people. Um, but I believe there are many benefits, obviously running a networking group myself. But one, it's a great place to get your clients. Not always though. I wouldn't turn up at a networking event and expect, that you're going to fill your books or anything like that. But it does happen. You can get clients from networking events. But just the support, isn't it? It's
Absolutely.
um, when you've got to, I don't know, do social media or you need to do your tax return or something like that. Somebody will be there and somebody be willing to help and guide you through it, which makes it less scary, I guess.
To have those contacts, isn't it? And to, be pointed in the right direction for things that you're just unsure of. So yes, it's invaluable to anyone, I would say, that is self-employed, is just to belong to a network. And you feel isolated by yourself, and it does give you reassurance that you are doing the right things and just talking to people. It's good
Yeah.
to get out there.
Oh, definitely. So, what does the future hold for the skin retreat?
Right. So, because this is my first year in business, I've had to keep my outgoings low. So, my business is based within my home, um, which is very close. It's right opposite the small beach on the Aberavon seafront. So I would like to grow my business in the future, but I want to keep control of it at the same time. So I obviously want more clients to come through the
Yeah,
door. I want my clients to recommend me to their friends, family to build that network up as well.
yeah.
Also, I've got all the teaching qualifications. I used to be an external verifier as well, so I've got a lot of contacts. So I'm just hoping in the future, um, providing I find the right premises, I would like to set up a little, like a private training school, private training academy, and to pass on my knowledge. And of course,
Mm,
I worked in the best places for the first 5 years of my career, meeting and treating A-list celebrities. My standards are very high, and I want to be able to pass my knowledge on to others as well.
brilliant. I had a question and I can't remember what it was. This is not good. Ah, is there anything else that you would like to share?
Oh, like what?
Well, so let's start from the beginning. For somebody like we spoke about having like looking after your skin and things like that. So if there's somebody out there who would like to do that, would like to, whatever age they might be, but they still feel nervous because maybe they haven't been to have it done before, or there's a lot of people who haven't had the luxury of having these things done, or even a massage or anything like that. Talk us through how we book you, what happens, what if, like I came to you and I said, I don't like being tickled. I don't like my I don't like my feet being touched. If somebody does have those concerns, um, How do you deal with it? What can people do?
Okay. Well, first of all, to contact me, I'm on Facebook, so it's called The Skin
Yeah.
Retreat. I'm also on Instagram, so it's Angela underscore Skin Health. It is a slightly different name because the Skin Retreat was already taken on Instagram, so I couldn't use that one. Um, and also, you can get my phone number from my contacts within Facebook as well. So messaging is best, direct messaging me, and I
Yeah.
can book you in. Every single appointment, you'll have a complimentary free skin consultation. So whether you're coming for your manicure or a pedicure, I would always do a consultation to start with to make
Hmm.
sure treatment is safe to proceed, to make sure that client hasn't got any underlying health conditions, for instance, diabetes. If I use cuticle tools, if somebody had diabetes and I don't nip the skin, but if somebody did nip the skin, someone that was maybe a little bit inexperienced, then that client could bleed and they haven't got the blood clotting capacity there. So you've just got to be very, very careful just to make sure that you are proceeding with the right treatment for the right client. Then, if someone was coming for a skin treatment or a massage, I would explain the treatment to them. I'd explain how I need them to lie on the bed. I've got a bolster that goes underneath the knees just to protect the lower back. Um, I always start the treatment by using hot steam towels to the feet. So
Yeah.
that will just starts the relaxation process, and it's a treat just in itself. It's lovely to feel hot steam, towels, and to have your feet lovely and cleansed. And then I come to the top end of the couch to start the actual skin treatment. If somebody like yourself that doesn't like having their feet massaged or anything, part of the facial, when the steamer is on or when the mask is on, I would massage the feet. But alternatively, I could massage the hands or massage the scalp instead. So there's other things, it's called light therapies, touch therapies, sorry, that I can do instead of actually touching the
Mm.
feet. Some people don't like massage. So if someone is paying me for a 60-minute treatment, that 60 minutes is spent doing other things within the treatment instead of having a massage. For
Yeah.
instance, they might have a lot of open pores, so I might spend more time doing extractions and exfoliating the skin and using the red LED light. It doesn't have to be red, it could be blue if they have breakouts, or it could be green if they have hyperpigmentation or redness on the skin. So it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be red light therapy. So there's lots of things I can adapt the treatment to suit the client's needs,
Mm.
tailor in the treatment for that individual.
That's what I was just going to say. It sounds like it's very tailored to that individual's needs, which is really nice because sometimes you can go to places and you feel like you're on a conveyor belt. You go
I've
in,
had that. Yes, I've
yeah,
had it done. Yeah, especially if you go to a hotel, that therapist is taught how to do a specific facial by a specific product company, and they are just doing the treatment sometimes in the dark, so they can't even analyze your skin to see what they should be using to best suit that client's skin type.
yeah.
So no, I get disappointed when I go for treatments myself to certain places. So I wish I could train somebody up to do it the way I like.
Well, hopefully that's going to be on the cards for whether it's next year or the year after. And yes, fantastic. So you did say that you can be found in, is it Aberavon? Is it?
Aberavon, Port Talbot. Um, yes, so I would send the new client directions and to explain where to park. Is free parking as well. So
Yeah.
there's roadside parking, which is free of charge just outside where I live. So yes, I can send all the information beforehand when you book the appointment.
Oh, fantastic. And I have had a treatment myself and I would definitely definitely recommend. And actually I need to book in again at some point. Um so yeah, before we leave, just was there anything else that you wanted to share? Anything else you'd like people to know about skincare? Or are we done? We covered a lot. We have covered a
Well,
lot today.
I am very, very proud to have produced not one, but two poems in this amazing book as well. It's called Rhythm, and it's available on Amazon. And in the last 3 weeks that it's been released, it is a bestseller in two different categories on Amazon. So that's thanks to the very special Lisa Williams, who put this book together and managed to encourage 111 women to write 111 poems, because as we all know, everybody has a story to tell. So I've got two stories in that book. If you're interested, a nice little Christmas gift,
Yeah.
or a stocking filler would be a big stocking filler on Amazon this Christmas.
Oh, and I am sure that Lisa would be very appreciated that you are sharing the book. And I myself have popped some poems in there, and it's a really it's a very special thing. It's, sometimes we have these collaborations which are lovely, but I really feel that amazing things are going to come out of this book, and it's going to be
Definitely.
something that you can pass on to children, friends, and really inspiring. So well
That's
done
right.
on your poems.
And
Um,
watch this space next year with this book.
Yeah, there's going to be exciting things happening. So, just to recap, Angela can be found at the Skin Retreat on Facebook. And if you would like to come and join us at Celebrating Women in Business, we are on Facebook as Celebrating Women in Business. Our group is Celebrating Women in Business South Wales. We are also on Instagram as Celebrating Women in Business as well. So thank you for joining us today, Angela, and we hope
My
to speak
pleasure.
again soon. See you
Thank you,
later.
Sarah.
Bye.
Bye.